The smell of a fresh new kit. Rubber band tracks. Wait! No! Rubber band tracks? I know they're mostly covered, but why? Oh well, I'm not going to let that stop me. First, let's take a look at what we are given. They are, as I said, the rubber band style tracks, which in this kit isn't the worst thing in the world, since most of them are going to be covered by the fenders of the tank itself. Though, I just don't like the way they paint and how they lose their elasticity over time. They can also crack, and I just prefer workable tracks. However, I don't really have time to order any, and I do have a 3D printer. So, using my digital caliper, I'm taking some measurements of everything that I think is necessary, and we're going to make some tracks. I'm starting off with some basic shapes in Tinkercad. I know there are some other programs like SolidWorks and Fusion 360 that could make this job a little bit easier. However, not everyone has access to that type of software. So, I'm using free Tinkercad. Now, if you notice, on the right, you only have a limited number of shapes to use in this software. But you can get a little creative with those shapes and make almost everything you need, especially for something like tank tracks. Using some basic shapes, we're just copying the treads that we already have seen. Now, on the grid of the work plane, you can see squares, and they are broken up into smaller squares. Each of the smaller squares is 1 millimeter. Once you use your calipers, I would measure everything in millimeters, and then you can just transfer that onto the grid here. Now, the back edge of the tank tread is convex, or curved. So, I need to make my own tool to erase that material, and that's what I'm doing here. Because there are no shapes in this program that have that exact curve in them, I had to make my own tool. That's part of the problem with this software, is that you have to get pretty creative in how you make complex shapes. But by watching this, you can kind of get the feel for how I do it, and hopefully that'll help you design things for yourself. Let me know if you're interested in seeing more builds like this. I really do love building things with my 3D printer and CAD softwares. So if you like this and you want to see more of it, let me know and I can incorporate it into future videos. Now we're just making sure that the tracks actually link up. So I make one of them a hollow tool and make sure that I have clearance for all of the tracks. Now it's a matter of putting in the slicing program. This is Chitubox with my Elegoo Mars, and here I am making sure I'm coming up with the best possible supports for this and what angle I want to print at. So I do a couple of tests to make sure that there's nothing sticking and there's nothing that's getting in the way, and they're easy to clean once they've been printed. And here are my tests. Really happy with how that came out. Plenty of detail, and the holes are completely hollow, and I do not need to drill them out. I did a little test and a comparison to the tracks that came with the kit. So I think there's a lot more detail there, and again, they move. After you build these tracks, you have to make sure that they fit. Before I print the 170 that are needed for each side, you have to make sure that they're going to work with the kit that you have. So I went through and I made sure everything fit, and then we made as many on a build plate as we possibly could. I think overall I ended up having to print this out, 10 or 11 times, which was a little tedious, but it worked. This part of the process I like to do for some prints. These have not been cured yet, and the supports come off a little bit easier than when you cure the resin. The resin I have becomes a little bit brittle. You have to be a little bit more delicate with them, and you have to wear gloves because there is uncured resin still there, obviously. They have been washed, but they haven't been cured. I find that once they're cured and brittle, if you're doing some detail work around delicate parts, they tend to break. And there we are. There's quite a few. Counted them up, make sure I had exactly enough, and then assembled. And I did this with my own process here. I don't exactly know what gauge wire that is, but a wire that fits, and I just put it through, cut it to size, remove it, cut it, put it back in. Simple as that. Just 100 and something times. But the results definitely speak for themselves. I am much happier with these than with the ones that were provided in the kit, the rubber band, and I think it's going to look really nice on the finished model. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. This has been a little bit of a different video, and I was really excited about making it, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. See you next time.